Hey, Pop Barnes here. I know you see the sign says focus on health. Well, this is a curveball because it's not focus on health. We will talk about some health issues, but primarily, I'm going to let you guess when you see this young lady to the side of me who she is. See you on the next minute or so after this commercial.
Hi, I'm Mayor Skip Henderson. No matter who we are, parents, business owners, faith leaders, teachers, vaccines help keep us healthy so we're free to do the things we want to do. There are vaccines we need as adults to help protect us from shingles, pneumonia, and the flu. It's easy to find out which ones you need. Just ask your doctor or your pharmacist. I'm so proud of how we support each other in our community. So let's knock it out of the park. Join me in making sure that you're up to date on your adult vaccinations. When you're protected, our community is stronger.
Welcome back to Focus on Health. Well, it's not Focus on Health. I threw a curveball here. And actually, I have a young lady to the right of me, Miss Alexis Gray, and she's from Columbus State University. So Alexis, I want you to take a little bit to let them know what you did before you got into your position.
Yes.
And then who you are and what you do now.
Awesome.
And then once you do that, we're going to start talking about some good stuff about CSU.
Yes. Go Cougars. So again, like Pop said, I am Alexis Gray, and I'm from Columbus State University, and I work currently in the Office of Alumni Engagement, and I serve as the Assistant Director for Alumni and Student Engagement. And so I've actually been at Columbus State. I matriculated through as a student, and so I've been here for 10 years. And so I started out as a student at CSU, and then I went to grad school. I got my undergraduate degree in sociology, and then I got my master's degree in organizational leadership. And so right after grad school, I actually got a job at CSU 5 years ago working in our community outreach as a community outreach coordinator in our career center. And so I just started serving in that capacity. And so this past year, I actually was able to move into a different program area, which is alumni engagement. And so as an alum of CSU, I actually get to be an alum, but also I get to serve in the capacity to continue to keep being the bridge for our alumni at CSU, and getting students involved as well as they are graduating and getting them to be into our alumni association. And so that's just a little bit about me. And so I'm super excited. And I thank you so much, Pops, for allowing us to come today to talk about all things CSU related. We really, there's some great things happening on the campus at CSU. And so, Pops, I want us to be able to kind of talk about that today.
Well, let me tell you something, Alexa. Glad to have you.
Yes.
And I'm going to be honest with you. CSU was grateful enough to have me come and get some good education, and out of the military over 20 years, and went through a number of remedial programs, and they were very patient with me, very kind institution. And you want to give back. The one thing that you will always want to do in life is to give back to the individuals and the organizations that have done so much for you. And I've been gracious enough to ask to be on their board of directors, which I want to do whatever I can to do to pay it forward, because when I move forward, helping my children to move forward, my grandchildren to move forward, and great-grands to move forward. So Alexis, I met at a meeting. As you can see, she's so vibrant, and she's so happy, and she's so engaged in what she's doing. So I wanted to come on and talk about some of the things at CSU. And so let's talk about some things at CSU.
Yeah, so some of the things that we're doing, one of the big initiatives that I get to take the privilege of coordinating is our Student to Alumni Engagement Committee. And so we're in the process of restructuring what that looks like. However, our main focus and goal is, as we see our economy is evolving and we see that the need for our college students to be more of a specific gig, I would say, type career fields. And so we want to prepare our students for the best. And so when it comes to our Student to Alumni Engagement Committee, we're looking for mentors within our community. And we're also looking for mentors in different capacities. Whatever career fair you're in and you want to serve as a mentor, I am your go-to person. Contact me. And we want to be able to plug our students into our community. And one thing I will say about our Columbus community is that the Columbus community is invested in CSU. And so what we want to do is we want to continue that cycle of putting our students back into the community
Right.
to work in. We want them to stay here, you know.
That's
they
exactly
come here and, you know, they come here to go to school, but then we also want them to stay here too. And so how can we do that? We feel that the best way to do that is to develop our mentoring program. And so it really just focuses on that professional and leadership development opportunities with our students. And so we're really excited about this, and we definitely see that there's a number of opportunities. And again, I have to, you know, give a shout out to Pops for just plugging us in, and even Pops is going to be one of our #1 mentors at, in our program, and so he's super excited about it. I'm putting him on the spot, but he's going to be leading the pack on this.
Well, I'm excited about it. In fact, at the second meeting, of course, this young lady had her first baby, and she was not at the other meeting. So when I mentioned a number of times that I really wanted to be in a capacity to pay it forward. And so I had mentioned to Katie, I said, you know, one of the reasons that I can be, and I talked to the city manager, Isaiah Hughley, about it, you know, the city government has so many occupations.
Correct.
And even though the students they're studying, they need to be able to, first of all, know, is this the occupation that I want to go into? Correct. And if so, be connected with someone that can really teach them, or they can actually look, put hands on, and actually decide if they actually want to go into that.
Correct.
And when I talked to the city manager about it, he said, Pops, he said, that would be great. He said, the only thing you'd have to do is have Ms. Gray contact us, yes, and we can have the students come after. Well, we got IT. We have, look at all this marvelous that Mr. Mike King has together, yes, production and all, and finance, and so many different other occupations to do. And so that this would be a prime medium, yep, to get the work out, to get the word out into the community. And so CSU is, and particularly CCG TV, is such an awesome medium, yes, that this is one of the platforms I want to use.
Yes, no, yeah, I agree with you, Pops. I definitely think that it's one of those, being here is being able to kind of get the word out. And I definitely think working with our city manager and, you know, just working with our city government in general is definitely going to help our students. Like you said, there's so different many entities that students can get plugged in. And so we definitely want to get them plugged in a number of ways. And so, you know, I think about my opportunity when I was in college. I was a sociology major, and so I knew I wanted to go into some type of social work or nonprofit. Right. And so I actually was able to, I have a little bit of background in nonprofit, and I worked when I was in high school, and then I came here and I worked for the Boys and Girls Club. And so I was able to do my internship at the Boys and Girls Club, right? And so just being able to continue that opportunity, even being in college, really kind of showed me like, okay, this is something that I want to potentially get into. And so the way I landed in, you know, I always tell people this: you never go to college thinking that you're going to work at a college. Right. And so, unless you want to be a professor. And so I'm not a professor, maybe one day, who knows. But, you know, you never go to college thinking you want to work in college, or you're going to work at a college. And so just being on the staff side, you know, most people don't really think about like what that looks like. But student engagement is important. And so I found my niche while being in college, being super involved. And that's why I am here today, working at CSU on the staff side and being a student involvement.
Let's talk a little bit about the organization, Student Alumni Engagement.
Yes.
Because I think I met at that meeting, we had a number of individuals, and one was that young man that y'all were teasing.
Troy Jackson,
so explain about that organization and why that's established and why that's important.
Gotcha, yes. So we actually, what Pops is referencing is that we have different councils and committees, a part of our Alumni Association. And so 2 of our councils is our Young Alumni Council, and we also have a Black Alumni Council. With the Young Alumni Council, we serve our recent graduate students up until the age of 40. And then we also serve our Black Alumni Council for our African American alums of CSU as well. And so what the need for those affinity groups is that what research shows is that when you provide an opportunity and I would say hubs for a group of people, they're they're actually more willing to stay involved and to be able to have that connection. It creates a sense of belongingness.
Right.
And so we have those different affinity groups because we saw that in our office that there is a need for that. And so when it comes to that, again, of course, we have a lot of events happening and going on when it comes to our Black Alumni Council and the Young Alumni Council. And that's one of the things I wanted to bring up is on Monday, December 5th, I'm calling all of our CSU. We have a lot of CSU alums here in Columbus. And so here's my call to all of you guys to get involved.
Right.
And so we have an event. If you're a young alum, if not, you still can come. We'll
Now,
take
because
you.
I was getting ready to see. Now, let me tell you now, I was getting ready to talk up for the seniors, the alumni
Yes,
seniors,
you
and
can.
I was going to give Alexis a pass until she mentioned it twice.
Listen, Pops, you can come.
But let me. You mentioned up to the age of 40.
Yes.
And I was getting ready to jump in and said, a bell went. When she said that, bing, 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 a bell went off. I said, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Those
Yes.
above the age of 40 are still viable and also.
Yes, y'all are.
Okay, so we're talking about even though you're above the age of 40, you can still contribute, or is there, okay.
Yes, you can always, even though we market it as such, we still allow people to come. I'll even put somebody on the spot. She's gonna get me when I say this, but Miss Judy Nail, you know Miss Judy Nail?
I sure do.
That is my great friend.
Yes.
Miss Judy Nail, she's gonna be at Manic Monday with the Young Alumni Council on Monday. We're going to Stars and Stripes from 6 to 7:30. So Miss Judy Nail will be there. You come on too, Pops.
Okay.
Anybody, you just come and fellowship with us. And actually, we do Manic Monday, which is the Monday prior to graduation, and I will talk about graduation in a second. But we have next Monday, we do Manic Monday to welcome our seniors into the Alumni Association.
Okay.
It's a great opportunity for our alumni to come together and just welcome the seniors.
Right.
Show them what networking looks like, what are you getting yourself into, and
Right.
how can you stay connected to CSU. And that's our biggest goal right there, is getting them to stay involved and getting them to stay connected. And so that's one of the biggest events that we do. It's called Manic Monday. It'll be December 5th at Stars and Stripes off of Veterans Parkway from 6 to 7:30. If you're interested, you can just email me at gray_Alexis@columbusState.edu. You can email me and I'll get you all signed up. And even if you're just a friend of CSU, we would love to have you. We don't turn anyone away.
Good.
And so, again, with that program, we just want to welcome our students into the fold,
Right.
and get them excited about being a part of the Alumni Association in ways that they can serve as well.
And plus, realistically thinking, after struggling and working hard and working jobs and studying and going to school, and once you say, oh, I'm graduating, maybe you may not be thinking about engaging in alumni activities. And so that's an excellent opportunity to be able to do that. I want to stop for a minute, and I want you to look in there because you mentioned something that we didn't do at the outset. Give them your name, your brick and mortar location, phone number, email information, and all that in that camera right there.
Yes, again, I'm Alexis Gray. I'm at Columbus State University. I'm located at Richards Hall. My phone number you can reach me at is 706-565-1340. And my email address is gray, GRAY_Alexis, ALEXIS @columbusState.edu. You want to make sure you put those two S's together with Columbus and State, or I won't receive your email. But you can always give me a phone call as well.
And I think I might have made a mistake that time trying to email you. I think I didn't put that. I think I put one S. But then when I contacted, put those two S's.
Yes.
Okay, so then now you also mentioned about the Black Students Association.
Yes. So we have the Black Alumni Council, and when it comes to the Black Alumni Council, again, going back to having that affinity group, we saw that there's a need. We do have a large population of African American alums and students at CSU as well. And so as those students are matriculating through, we want to make sure that we are creating a space for them to be able to serve serve in any type of capacity, even after graduation.
Right.
And so we see that our students are very involved. Even, you know, like we said, we have the Young Alumni Council as well. But we see a lot of our students being involved, and so we want them to stay involved even
Right.
after graduation and whatever that, you know, whatever that looks like. And so speaking of involvement as well, exciting time for this year is next Friday, Pops, we have graduation.
Well, I'm telling you, and I was going to ask you about that, to
Yes.
speak about that, but we're going to take a break, and
Okay.
we'll be right back at the other end of this commercial.
All righty.
Come on, let's go.
Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Guess it's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Man, I wish the city would fix these darn potholes. Someone needs to report this.
Has this ever happened to you and you didn't know who to call? It's simple. Dial 311 or 706-653-4000. Columbus 311 Citizen Service Center. Our goal is to provide complete, accurate, and timely information to citizens and employees regarding complaints, inquiries, and requests for information. Columbus 311 Citizen Service Center, your direct link to city service.
Welcome back. We're sitting here with Miss Alexis Gray. Alexis, you were going to be talking about something I have fond memories of graduating from Columbus State University, getting my BS in nursing. And let me tell you what, this is a true story. I have people laughing. What really touched my heartstrings, after being in the military over 20 years, you forget a lot of basic things. And I do remember coming here to Columbus State and taking the test that I had to take, diagnostic test. And Miss Paula, she called me in, and I knew I didn't do well on the test. And she called me in and she said, and this is what she said, "You want to know something? You're going to be an excellent student, but we have some work to do." She didn't say you, she said we have some work to do. And she slated me for a lot of remedial courses to take, reading and recognizing topic sentences, all the stuff you forget once you leave, you know. And so, and then I was normally the oldest one in the class. And then one day I was sitting there and I saw a guy sitting in the back who was older than I was. And he was just sitting there, and it made me feel kind of good. I said, I'm not the only senior, but he was sitting back there, and he wasn't taking any notes. I was taking notes like mad. And so afterwards, I said, I'm going to have to tell this guy he's going to bring a notebook. So at the end of the class, as I was getting up to go back to shake his hand, because I was relieved to see another senior, someone else with gray hair, the professor said, I'd like to introduce you all to the president of the college, Dr. Frank Brown.
Oh, wow.
And that showed me when the president of the college can come and really sit in on a remedial class to see how the students are doing, take time out of his busy schedule. That showed me the heart of CSU.
Yes.
And so, and then, of course, the other time was when Dr. Brown, Judy Woodruff was the speaker, a keynote speaker, and then Dr. Brown shook my hand and handed me my diploma. That was a very proud. So I have very fond memories of CSU. But let's get back on some of the activities that I know that CSU has planned.
Yes. So speaking of Pop's fond memories of graduation, next Friday we are celebrating graduation with our graduates of our fall 2022 seniors. We have about 600 and plus students who will be graduating from CSU. And so we will have 3 different ceremonies next Friday. Starting at 10 a.m., we'll have the College of the Arts and the Turner College of Business. We'll have those group of students graduating, and then at 1 p.m., we'll have our College of Letters and Science. And then at 4 p.m., we will have our College of Education and Health Professions students. And so we'll have all of those students graduating. And then we also, prior to that, on Thursday, we'll have our graduate hooding ceremony. And so we've incorporated a hooding ceremony, and that's going to be on Thursday, December 8th at 6 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to be in all of these ceremonies will be in Lumpkin Center, and that's on CSU's main campus. And so our graduate hooding ceremony is for our master's and doctoral students. And it's just a great opportunity for them to have a small, intimate ceremony where they are hooded with their stoles. And so we're just super excited to celebrate all of our graduates.
So all of those are going to be where now?
It's going to be all in the Lumpkin Center on our main campus. That is on main campus, that's 4225 University Avenue.
Okay, so now, if I'm not mistaken, I saw something, email about volunteers, alumni volunteers.
Yes.
That you may need to, well, what will the alumni volunteers be doing?
Yes, so pretty much what we do is, it sounds pretty simple, but Pops, but we just want our alums just to come and like welcome them in, have conversation and dialogue, let them know who you are, where you work, where you serve, and how you stay committed to CSU. And so most of the time we're taking pictures of them, fixing their hair, giving them candy so they can stay cool, calm, and collect.
Okay.
Making sure that they have their graduation card because they'll lose it.
Okay.
And so just being able to just be a helping hand and helping them and
So-
make sure they look good.
So if you want to volunteer, how would the volunteers be able to let you know that they will be there?
Yes, if you are a CSU alum and you would like to volunteer for any graduation ceremony for next Friday, you can email me. Again, my email is gray_Alexis@columbusState.edu, and you can just let me know and inform me that you would like to serve as a volunteer, and we would love to have you. The volunteers will serve an hour prior to that ceremony, and so again, we have those 3 ceremonies, and you can just come an hour before and you'll serve, and then if you want to stay for that graduation ceremony, or if you want to serve the whole time, you're more than willing to do that as well.
And Alexis is just like me. She talks very fast. I talk very fast. So now, because we get ready to wrap it up, would you again let everyone know about the 3 graduations, where they're going to be held at, and give them your contact information again to include your phone number in case they need it?
Yes. Again, we have our 3 graduation ceremonies. This is going to be Friday, December 9th at Lumpkin Center on our main campus at Columbus State University. That's 4225 University Avenue. And they will be at 10 a.m., 1 a.m., and 4 p.m. And again, if you are interested, you can contact me at gray_Alexis@columbusState.edu.
Well, Alexis, I just want to thank you for coming by. And on the count of 3, I want you to say, CCG TV rocks. Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. CCG TV rocks, because CCG gives all the information that the community needs. Never turn it down. I want to personally thank Mr. Mike King for this here. And as I always end every show that I have, I always say this here. You want to know something? Everybody is somebody's loved one, and that's you. So please be good and kind to yourself, because God loves you. Bye-bye now.